Okay, this is a little video example of using Wiggly on text. Again, remember Wiggly only works on text. First, I want to just insert a little bit of text. So I got my text selected, and I'm just going to click on the screen and type in Fred, my cousin, and so now we've got the words here. If I look up under the properties of text, you'll see we just have the basic text properties and just the standard transform tools. If I select text, which is now Fred, and we come up under animation, we're going to come down to add text selector, and in the middle here is Wiggly, which is a lot of fun. So we apply Wiggly, and you'll see under animator for text we now have the Wiggly selector, and if we open this up, there's a lot of things we can do with it, but it helps to just see it in action before you start playing with the numbers. So the way this works, very much just like animation properties in text. Under animator 1, let's pick a property. You have to give it some properties to randomize. So we're going to come up underneath here, property, and let's just do position to start with. So now we've got the wiggly position option, and on the first frame I'm just going to hit keyframe, and then we're going to come down here. Let's just go up to 12 seconds, and I'm just going to change the vertical a little bit and a little bit on the horizontal. Maybe not, yeah, just a little bit. And that's been keyframed. So now Wiggly is independently randomizing the position horizontally and vertically of our position. So let us switch, let's say window. We don't want the wiggler, we want not the project, align, info, mask paint, preview, control 3. Let's just get out of our text layout and go back to standard. Okay, that's what I want. Except that in the process of doing that, I created a bogus empty text layer, so let's just delete that. And now let's just play. So just a little bit of randomized movement, which might be kind of nice inside a music video. But what it's actually doing is taking the position properties and just randomly changing the values under the hood, so every letter bounces on its own. If we want to continue with this, now that we've got that, we stop this. Let's add another property, just a little bit of, let's say, rotation. And we'll come back down here. Let's just rotate this a little bit. Key that. Come down like that. Let's just rotate it. Even more so like that. And let's see what that does. And you can see as it moves along, the values get bigger. That's a lot of fun. Alright, let's stop this, and actually let's come back to our last rotation keyframe. That was 76 degrees as a max. Let's take this down maybe 12 degrees, 15 degrees, like that. A lot of times subtlety is best, so let's just take that. There you go. That would be one thing to be concerned with, is the number of degrees. As you can see, you can really throw it out so it's just too frenetic if you're not careful. So you may want to move position and rotation in very small increments on your keyframes just to get started with, and then sort of work your way up. But that is basically Wiggly. Here, let's stop this and try something else. Maybe let's add property blur. And let's see how well this works. We're going to key the blur here. And we're going to come down into here somewhere. And the blur value, let's just type in, let's say 5 pixels. Actually, let's type in like 20 pixels. There we go. Don't forget, blur is also a text property, and you get a really nice blur if you use the blur just within the text. If you're going to start blurring the text other than motion blur, I would look into the blur that is with the text. It's also up here under animation blur, which is just keyframing that value. This is under Wiggly, and let's just see what happens. See, the letters are independently, randomly blurring themselves. Let's take that way up. Let's go maybe 100 pixels. Boom, like that. And let's see what that does. Yeah, might have some fun with it. Let's see, other properties you could randomize. Transparency, fill color, stroke color, basically the color of it. Tracking, anchor, offsets. There's an awful lot that you can play with here. But you see, it's kind of neat to see how that randomly there are different levels of blur. Okay, so that's the Wiggly. It works on text. There's another empty text layer. Let's get rid of that. I'm still in text creation mode, so every time I click up here, I create an empty layer. Bad habit. We'll just come back, get out of there. All right. Okay, so just don't forget, you pick your text layer, you come up here with the layer selected, animate, adds text selector, Wiggly, and then once Wiggly is added to your text layer, go under add and pick the properties you want to randomize, and then just keyframe them, and then it'll randomly do the effect within the range of the keyframe values that you have. The numbers will just, that's what's actually happening, the numbers changing under the hood to different values. But anyway, that's Wiggly, and have fun with it.